Today, we're going to break down how to design a simple, effective total body workout using the foundational movement patterns. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by all the different exercises out there, don't worry. Sticking to these basic patterns, squat, hinge, push, pull, and carry, will give you a balanced, well-structured routine for your resistance training that builds strength, prevents certain types of injuries, and improves overall movement quality. Be sure to include a warm-up and some core exercises too. We'll also go over sets, reps, and how adjusting these variables can help you train for different goals, whether that's endurance, muscle growth, or strength. Instead of thinking about workouts in terms of just muscles like chest day or leg day, we focus on movement patterns because they are easier to picture for beginners and they train the body to work as a unit. This not only reduces decision fatigue in the gym, but they tend to build functional strength in tasks that align to the physical demands of what we do on a daily basis. Every movement we do in daily life, like standing up, picking things up from the floor, pushing, pulling, and carrying objects, all fall into one of these patterns. So let's break them down with some example exercises. The squat is a foundational movement for strength, mobility, and power in the lower body. It mimics actions like sitting down and standing up. Examples include bodyweight squats, goblet squats, and barbell back squats. The hinge focuses on hip-dominant movements that strengthen the posterior chain, which is made up of your glutes, hamstrings, and lower back. The difference between a strict hinge and a squat is that most of the movement is coming from the hips in a hinge, where in a squat there is movement in the hips but also significant movement in the knees and also the ankles. Proper hinging is essential for preventing back pain and improving athletic performance. Examples include the Romanian deadlift, kettlebell swing, and barbell deadlift. Pushing movements target the chest, shoulders, and triceps and are divided into horizontal and vertical variations. Try to include both in the same workout to cover a wider variety of movements. If you can't do them both in the same session, make sure to do both horizontal and vertical movements at least once each week. Horizontal pushes include things like push-ups and bench press. Vertical pushes include things like overhead shoulder press and landmine presses. Pulling exercises strengthen the upper back and biceps, which are critical for posture and shoulder health. Like pushing exercises, they are also split into horizontal and vertical movements. Horizontal pulls include exercises like the bent over row and seated cable row. Vertical pulls include exercises like pull-ups and lat pull-downs. Loaded carries build total body strength, core stability, and endurance. They also help reinforce good posture and grip strength. These are unique in that you do them for distance instead of repetitions, making them great for a unique challenge in your workouts. Examples include the farmer's carry, suitcase carry, and overhead carry. Now that we've covered the movements, let's talk about structuring the workout. The number of sets and repetitions you perform will determine your training outcome. The chart on the screen is a quick breakdown of which repetitions, sets, rest periods, and intensities impact endurance, muscle growth, and strength. If you don't track your 1 repetition max for your lifts, you can still estimate intensity with other methods. The one we will introduce here is repetitions in reserve. Repetitions in reserve is a subjective estimate on how many repetitions you have left until failure. For example, if you program 10 repetitions with 2 repetitions in reserve, this would be a challenging set of 10 for you. For beginners, I recommend starting with muscular endurance-focused training to build a solid foundation before progressing to heavier loads. For now, don't worry about things like tempo that will become more important in more advanced programs. For now, focus on performing the exercises at a steady pace. Let's apply these variables to a full body workout using our movement patterns. Let's talk about how to put together a warm-up to go with your workout. A proper warm-up prepares your muscles for the demands of exercise, increases mobility, and reduces injury risk. Here are some good examples of the types of activities you want to include in a warm-up. Dynamic movements. For example, you could do arm circles, leg swings for 30 seconds each, or you could get on the treadmill for 5 to 10 minutes. The goal is to increase your heart rate and body temperature. Core activation. Some great choices are dead bugs or bird dogs. Try for 2 sets of 8 per side. Save more fatiguing core exercises like crunches for the end of your session so that your core isn't fatigued when you need it to help support your spine during resistance training. Movement-specific prep. This is useful if you plan on doing more complex barbell work, like barbell squats. Here are some examples: bodyweight squats and hip hinge drills. Both of these mimic the basic pattern of the barbell squat or a fundamental mechanic of the squat like the hip hinge. The cool down promotes recovery and flexibility. Focus on slowing your heart rate and releasing tension in the muscles you worked. Breath work and static stretching. Some examples include child's pose, hamstring stretches, chest and shoulder stretches, etc. Basically anywhere that you worked or that feels tight. Foam rolling. If you have access to a foam roller, roll out quads, hamstrings, and back for muscle relaxation. Remember, you only really roll to get into position and find spots holding on to tension. The real value in a foam roller is applying constant pressure once you've rolled onto a tight area. If you are a beginner or dealing with a lot of tightness, you may want to include stretching and foam rolling in your warm-up as well. Here's an example of how you can put it all together based on a muscle-building focused approach using 6 to 12 reps, moderate rest and moderate weight where you may have 2 to 3 reps in reserve. These are examples that fit with each of the patterns. Split squat, like pictured, Romanian deadlift, dumbbell shoulder press, seated row, and farmer's carry. By designing workouts around these movement patterns, you ensure your training is balanced, effective, and sustainable. Whether you want to improve endurance, build muscle, or get stronger, adjusting your sets and reps helps tailor your workout to your goals. The most important thing, be consistent, focus on proper form, and gradually challenge yourself over time.